My name is Hans Ove Ringstad. I work at OBOS, and I'm going to talk about our secure software development lifecycle. First, I will explain what OBOS is. We are the biggest home construction group in Norway, and we are also a big construction group in Sweden. We have 3 factories that make prefabricated homes. We also make apartment buildings like the one in the lower left corner. We make office buildings, shopping malls, and hotels. And in the lower right corner, you can see the next headquarters for OBOS that we are building here in Oslo. We have our own bank. We have a real estate agency. We do housing company management for thousands of borettslag. We have a debt collection agency, a fiber network provider, and more. And all of this is actually owned by the members. Some more background information. We have lots of in-house development teams, and they are making applications for all these members and home numbers. So why do we need an S SDLC? We want secure systems like everyone else, so we tell our development teams you have to make secure applications. And then they say, what does that mean? How secure? What are we supposed to do? And the S SDLC specifies what we are supposed to do to be as secure as we want to be at OBOS. These are the activities in this policy. So these are not sequential steps, but activities you can fit into any methodology you use. We'll go through all of them quickly. We start off with asset classification. This is to see if we are working on a critical system or not. And this is important because critical systems have more security requirements in this policy and other policies than non-critical. So what is a critical system? It is defined by the impact of a breach, the cost to the company if we are breached. Makes sense. Security roles and responsibilities is very important because with all these activities, we want to make sure that someone has the responsibility to actually do this. So here are a few examples of that. Threat modeling is something we want to do before we start to develop a new major feature. We want to look at our technical design, the attack surface. We want to see how it can be attacked, obviously, and we want to make corrections or accept the risk. So for critical systems, we expand on the threat model and we look at what more could happen, what more incidents, types. We look at the likelihood, consequences, and most importantly, we look at how we can reduce the risk to an acceptable level afterwards. We have lots of open source software, so obviously we want to stay on top of the vulnerabilities. So we do continuous scanning, and we have to patch within deadlines that we have defined also. Same with our own code. We want to scan it for weaknesses, and if we want to do this continuously, and we want to follow up, and we have to make the corrections whenever we find something. Secure configuration. This is easy to not do well, so we want to follow vendor guidelines or other checklists to make sure that we have hardened platforms and infrastructure. We have dynamic scanning, so this is about making sure that your application also is covered by the scan, that this is scanned regularly, and obviously you have to follow up on the alerts of the scan. Pen testing is something we do for the critical systems. We get external experts to do that for us, and again, very important to follow up on whatever they might find. Security incident planning. We expect every team to prepare for the day that the security operations center call them and say that we have a breach. They need to prepare for potential incidents and know what to do if this happens. Change management. Some changes are riskier than others. You might break your own security or someone else's security, and if this is the case, you need to do some proper change management. You need to make a plan, test it, coordinate, and get approval. So, lessons learned so far. We all know that security happens bottom up, right? It happens in the development teams, but the question remains, what security? Because it's not up to every development team to define their level of security at OBOS, and this is because the implications of a breach goes far beyond the team and could cost the company a fortune, right? So this is why senior management has to be involved. They have to understand the risk. They have to understand the challenges. They have to have an opinion on how secure we want to be, and they have to make a decision, and then they have to back up that decision. And we need that backing because making secure software is hard enough. Once we have decided on a policy like this, absolutely nothing happens. This is when the hard work starts, and it is a lot of effort for us and for the development teams and everyone involved. And these development teams, they are already very busy doing what they're supposed to do, which is deliver value to the organization. So a tall list of activities like this is a bit challenging to fit into the prioritization. Good tooling is essential. This is pretty obvious. And lastly, I can say that this is a never-ending effort. It takes a lot of support and improvement to have a life cycle like this. That's all I had. Thanks for listening. Get in touch if you want any more information.